So you've got your student visa approved. Congratulations. But wait, did you know that thousands of students get stopped, questioned, or even deported at the airport before ever stepping out into Australia? Yes, you heard me right. In this video, I'll reveal the most common traps at the airport that you must avoid as a student visa holder, no matter where you're flying in from. Some of these are so sneaky you won't believe it until you see them. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything you need to know before moving to Australia, especially if you're coming here on a visa. And I specialize in helping international students and migrants navigate life in Australia the right way. Today's video is crucial. We're talking about airport traps, real situations that have sent students home, cost them thousands of dollars, or ruined their dreams. So grab a pen because you do not want to make these mistakes. 1. Not carrying the right documents. This is the biggest and most common trap. Many students assume that once their visa is approved, they're good to go. But the Australian Border Force, ABF, can still deny entry if you don't have supporting documents on hand. Documents you must carry: valid passport, minimum 6 months validity, visa grant notice, printed and digital, confirmation of enrollment, COE, proof of payment for tuition fees, receipts, bank transfers, health insurance, overseas student health cover, OSHC, proof of sufficient funds, bank statements, financial support letters, return ticket, optional but shows intent not to overstay, accommodation booking confirmation or address. Why it matters. Border officials might ask for any of these. If you hesitate, say you don't know, or provide conflicting information, they may suspect fraud or visa misuse. 2. Giving suspicious or incomplete answers. During interview, when you arrive at the airport, immigration may ask you questions like, "Why are you coming to Australia? What course are you studying? Which school and campus? How long is your course? Where will you live?" If you fumble, act confused, or say, "My agent did everything," it raises a red flag. They expect you to know your own study plan. Pro tip: practice answering these questions confidently. Learn basic facts about your school and course duration, fees, city, and start date. 3. Bringing banned items. Many students unintentionally carry banned items like food, especially meat, seeds, fruits, or homemade snacks, herbal medicine or powders, cultural items like dried fish or traditional herbs. Australia has strict biosecurity laws, and you must declare such items even if they seem harmless. What to do? Read the incoming passenger card carefully. Declare everything. If unsure, always tick yes and explain. It's better to be safe than fined or interrogated. 4. Fake or forged financial documents. Some students submit fake bank statements to get a visa and assume that's the end of it. It's not. Border Force can request to see bank statements or proof of funding again at the airport, especially if they suspect you're not a genuine student. If caught with forged documents, you will be deported immediately and may face a 3-year ban. 5. Arriving too early before course. Start date. Many student visas allow you to enter 90 days before your course starts, but if you arrive too early, it can be seen as suspicious. Example: if your course starts in July and you land in March, immigration may ask why you are here so early and what you intend to do with that time. Unless you can justify your early arrival, e.g., settling accommodation or preparing mentally, it can trigger a warning. 6. Not having accommodation arranged. When asked where you'll stay and you say, "I don't know," or "I'll figure it out when I get there," it signals poor planning and may indicate you're not serious about study. Better answer: provide a clear address of temporary or permanent accommodation, even if it's a hotel or a friend's place. Always have it in writing. 7. Not being able to explain your course or intentions. If you say you're studying business, but can't explain what kind of business or what you plan to do afterward, they may doubt your genuineness. Australia wants genuine temporary entrants, GTEs. You must convince them you're there for legitimate study, not to work illegally or stay permanently. Practice saying why you chose this course, why this university, how it will help you when you return home. 8. Entering on a student visa but planning to work full-time. Even though student visa holders can now work more hours under some temporary rules, immigration may still question you if you appear more interested in working than studying. If your documents suggest you're prioritizing work, e.g., resume, job contracts, etc., they might consider you a risk. What to do? Focus on your study purpose, not just employment. 9. Letting someone else pack your bags. If someone else packs your bag and it contains undeclared or illegal items, you are responsible. There are real cases of students unknowingly carrying drugs, seeds, or electronics that raise suspicion. Always pack your own luggage and know what's inside every bag. 10. Getting into arguments or being rude to immigration officers. This is a quick way to get flagged or denied entry. Even if you're nervous or feel you're being treated unfairly, always remain respectful, calm, and cooperative. 11. Not declaring large amounts of cash at the airport. Australia has strict border control laws when it comes to the movement of money. If you're carrying AUD $10,000 or more, or equivalent in foreign currency, you are legally required to declare it at customs. Many student visa holders don't know this, thinking they only need to declare cash if it's suspicious. What happens if you don't declare it? Failing to declare large sums of money can be interpreted as money laundering or criminal activity, even if it's your tuition fees or living expenses. This could lead to the money being seized permanently, and you could face visa cancellation, prolonged detention, and a ban on future entry into Australia. What you should do: declare the money at customs. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It's a legal requirement. You'll need to fill out the AUSTRAC cross-border movement physical currency (CBMPC) form. You can also use international bank transfers instead to avoid carrying large sums in cash. 12. Getting caught with prescription medication. Without proper documentation, Australia is very strict about what medications you can bring into the country. If you have prescription medication, particularly those considered controlled substances, like ADHD meds, anti-anxiety pills, or painkillers, and you don't have a doctor's letter or prescription, you could be stopped and searched. What happens if you're caught? Medications can be confiscated, you might be taken aside for questioning, and worst-case scenario, if the drug is considered illegal in Australia, you could be accused of drug smuggling or possession. This could harm your visa status and lead to deportation. What you should do: carry your medication in original packaging. Bring a prescription letter from your doctor, clearly stating your name, the condition being treated, and the dosage. Check with the Therapeutic Goods Administration, TGA, to confirm the medication is permitted. 13. Not having a return or onward ticket. While student visa holders often enter Australia for long-term study, immigration officers may still ask to see evidence of an onward journey or a plan to leave the country after your visa expires. This is especially common if your visa duration is under 12 months or if you're transitioning from a bridging visa. Why it matters. If you can't show you've thought about your departure or visa progression, they might question your intent and suspect you're coming to overstay or work illegally. This puts you at risk of a visa refusal on arrival. What you should do: carry a copy of your return ticket, even if flexible. If staying long-term, provide proof of enrollment for multiple semesters and a letter of intent to return home or apply for a new visa later. 15. Talking too much or giving inconsistent answers. During questioning, sometimes nerves or over-explaining can lead to inconsistent answers that raise red flags with immigration officials. Saying things like, "I might work a lot to support my family," or "I'm planning to change courses once I arrive," even if innocent, can jeopardize your entry. What happens? Your visa conditions will be re-examined. If your answers contradict the visa conditions or imply you applied under false pretenses, you could be detained, deported, or flagged for future visits. What you should do: be honest but concise. Only answer what you're asked. Stay aligned with the purpose of your visa. Study. Don't volunteer unnecessary information that might be misinterpreted. 15. Failing to activate your Overseas Student Health Cover, OSHC. Though you're required to buy OSHC, Overseas Student Health Cover, before arrival, you must also activate it after entering Australia. Some students don't realize their coverage hasn't started because they haven't completed post-arrival activation steps with the health provider. Consequences: If you get sick or injured and your OSHC hasn't been activated, you'll have to pay for healthcare out of pocket, which in Australia can be extremely expensive. Doctor visits, hospital stays, ambulance. What you should do: visit your OSHC provider's website and complete activation immediately after arrival. Keep your policy number, activation email, and coverage card ready. Contact the provider's hotline if you're unsure how to activate it. 16. Carrying food, plant material, or animal products explanation. Australia is strict with biosecurity laws. Many students unknowingly bring snacks from home like dried meats, homemade cakes, seeds, or herbs, even if it's just a small amount, without declaring them. Why it's a problem. Australia protects its environment and agriculture fiercely. Even a harmless snack could introduce pests or diseases. Failure to declare such items, even if innocent, can result in hefty fines, interrogation, or visa cancellation. What you should do: either leave it at home or declare it on the incoming passenger card. Even if you think it's safe, declare everything edible. You won't get in trouble for declaring, but you will if you don't. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of international students. But don't let all your visa efforts go to waste at the final checkpoint, the airport. If you're feeling unsure or overwhelmed about your Australian student visa process, airport preparation, or what documents you need, I offer visa consultations to guide you step by step. I can help you with getting your visa approved faster, preparing the right documents for travel, understanding your visa conditions, transitioning from a student visa to permanent residency. Just send me a message or leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Let's make sure your journey to Australia starts off stress-free and successful.